Well, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wants to defund police departments, but apparently she has no idea how to replace them. She says it can't be fixed right away. It's going to take experimentation. Yes, apparently it will, and a crime wave and more deaths. Joining us tonight is Corey Lewandowski. He was President Trump's campaign manager in 2016, senior advisor to the 2020 Trump campaign. Corey, good to have you with us. Let's start just with, I want to turn to what the president has done over the course of the past week in Mount Rushmore, taking on for the first time corporate America and its subsidies for left-wing causes like the Marxist Black Lives Matter, taking on schools and universities and public school systems today because many of them have become indoctrination centers of American children and youth. I think this is a pivotal moment. I think the American people are going to be rejoicing at his decision to take on the corporate nonsense in this country and the schools and so-called educators who are really propagandists and are indoctrinating our young people. Your thoughts?
You know, Lou, I had the privilege to travel with President Trump out to Mount Rushmore last Friday night to see the fireworks go off for the first time in over a decade over that majestic mountain that gave homage to the forefathers who came before us. And I listened to the speech that the president gave, and I saw the crowd's reaction when he said, "We only kneel before our Creator. We stand up for our Second Amendment rights. We stand with the men and women in uniform who risk their lives every day to keep us safe." The crowd was with him 100%. And he mentioned something, a phrase which has become very common in his lexicon, which is America first. It's about putting the American people first, Lou, and that's what he has done since he came down that escalator through his entire first term, and that's what he'll do for the rest of the term. We have to hold accountable these far leftists who want to defund our police, who want to have anarchy in the streets. Look, the chop zone didn't work. Go ask the poor individual whose son was killed because the police couldn't come in after the shooting transpired. The left have no agenda. It's all anarchy and chaos. This president stands with law and order.
He stands for law and order. He also stands for prosperity for all, as he's already proved, and as he is trying to do now again in the middle of the worst natural disaster in this country since 1918. This is a monumental task, one that he's proved that he can handle. Joe Biden right now is in a bunker most of the time. He speaks mostly gibberish, and the national left wing can continue to ignore it. Can the Democratic Party, do you believe, actually move their presumptive nominee forward? Can you imagine him in a debate with President Trump?
Lou, I relish the day that Sleepy Joe has to get on the stage with Donald John Trump. I'll tell you what, I saw it when President Trump, then candidate Trump, prepared for the Hillary Clinton debate. And Joe Biden is no Hillary Clinton, let me tell you that. But here's the thing, Lou. The left-wing media gives Joe Biden a pass. They said Joe Biden was in his hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania yesterday. He hasn't lived there in 66 years, almost 7 decades, and they still call it his hometown. When is the media going to be honest about this? Joe Biden is no more from Pennsylvania than I'm from Kenosha, Wisconsin, which I might have visited once as a baby, okay? It's unbelievable the pass this guy gets. And now what's Joe Biden talking about? The same thing Donald Trump has talked about, which is buy American and hire Americans, because that's the right thing to do. But for 44 years, Joe has offshored our jobs overseas and cozied up to China.
Absolutely. Or as we call him here occasionally, China Joe. Corey, thanks for being with us. Corey Lewandowski, always good to have you. Come back soon. We've got a lot to talk about.